Three North American countries, Canada, Mexico and the United States, U.S. which had planned to begin trade war with missiles of heavy taxations or tariffs today Tuesday February 4, 2025 have paused the intended war for 30 days to enable both parties cement the deals. President Donald Trump entered with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Mexico President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo after the leaders of the North American countries had phone conversation almost throughout on Monday. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, in a press statement issued late on Monday, said he had had phone talks with President Donald Trump and both agreed to pause the new tax laws for 30 days. In a new deal with President Donald Trump, Trudeau and Pardo agreed to send 10,000 security operatives each from Canada and Mexico to secure and strengthen their border security with the U.S. to control the inflow of fentanyl into the U.S. Mexico President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, during the phone conversation meetings, said she told President Donald Trump that most of the guns used to commit crimes in her country are imported into the country from the U.S., demanding President Trump to also tighten U.S. security against importation of illegal firearms into Mexico. Sheinbaum said in a tweet that, in a conversation with President Donald Trump, Mexico agreed to fortify its border with 10,000 National Guard troops to try to block the flow of drugs, especially fentanyl, across the border. It would be recalled that 2 weeks into his second term, President Donald Trump had launched the United States into a new trade war. He ordered new tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico and China, the three largest U.S. trading partners, prompting retaliatory tariffs and vows of countermeasures on U.S. goods. Trump has also threatened further tariffs on other countries, especially EU countries, causing a heavy concern from members of the European countries who have been talking against the heavy burden tariffs of President Donald Trump. The negative effects the action will cause both the European countries and the U.S. Trump, in a confirmation message on his social media handles, said that the U.S. will pause tariffs on Mexico for a month. We further agreed to immediately pause the anticipated tariffs for a 1-month period during which we will have negotiations headed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, and high-level representatives of Mexico, he added. Trudeau had announced Saturday night that Canada would begin imposing 25% tariffs on more than $100 billion of U.S. goods in response to U.S. tariffs. In another economic crisis, Elon Musk said overnight on Sunday that he and Trump are in the process of shutting down the U.S. Agency for International Development, which the administration has discussed putting under the authority of the State Department. Donald Trump, in his statement on Monday, said, "I just spoke with President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico. It was a very friendly conversation wherein she agreed to immediately supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border separate." In a bitter reaction to the statement credited to South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa over the killing of 13 SA soldiers in Goma by M23 rebels, Rwanda President Paul Kagame has talked off over President Ramaphosa's description of Rwanda Defense Force, RDF, as a militia group working with M23 and the SA president's threat, racial, and commented on President Cyril Ramaphosa's social media post published on Wednesday, accused South Africa of being a party in the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo, who always launch offensive operations against M23 rebels, only trying to manipulate the public by thus falsely claiming to be a peacekeeper in a war the SA has joined hands to escalate. This, as hundreds of Romanian mercenaries contracted to fight against M23 rebels ceded or surrendered to M23 rebels in the presence of the rebels' spokesperson, Willie Ngoma in Goma, who was seen in videos warning and cautioning the Romanians never to come to Congo to fight against them before the Romanians were transported to Rwanda for further assistance to their country. Willie Ngoma could be seen in one of the videos published online talking to the European mercenaries in Goma that, "Don't joke with M23, my bro, that's the army for the people." M23 leader Colin Nanga, in a video interview, said, "We have come to Goma to stay. We are not going to withdraw, but we will move forward from Goma, up to Kinshasa." adding that the rebel group's plan is to march to DR Congo's capital, Kinshasa, to oust the government of President Felix Tshisekedi. Colin Nanga says President Tshisekedi has cut off power and internet in Goma, urging residents to return to their homes and resume daily life. Local media reported that M23 fighters have taken control of several streets and are currently managing the security situation in Goma. Some residents were seen taking selfies with the fighters, and one of the videos saw the M23 spokesperson, Willie Angoma, posing with the residents in a joyous mood. VOA reported that although relative calm has returned to the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo City, the main roads still bear the marks of conflict, with military trenches, spent bullets, improvised explosive devices and beer bottles scattered around. Some businesses remain closed as residents wait to see what actions M23 will take. Many are calling for the restoration of essential services like water, electricity and the internet, hoping to resume normal life under the group's rule, according to VOA. On Wednesday, while fighting in the city had largely eased, intermittent gunfire continued in the Goma's northern areas, including Katoi, Mabanga, Majengo, Kibwe and Turunga, where the situation remains tense, according to local DRC media outlets. Al Jazeera reported that, in a heated address at the Emergency East African Community (EAC) Summit on January 27, 2025, President Paul Kagame of Rwanda criticized South African President Cyril Ramaphosa's involvement in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC) crisis. Kagame accused Ramaphosa, some lawyers always defending the legality of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, a secessionist organization that has Eastern Security Network, ESN, as an affiliate, have kept mum or refused to utter a word since appeal court sitting in Abuja affirmed the decision of the lower federal high court in 2017 that declared IPOB as a terrorist organization. A check on some of the legal counsel of IPOB as at 7 p.m. on Thursday, as at the time of filing in this report, none has issued a statement over the appeal court ruling passed earlier in the day. The Court of Appeal, Abuja Division, on Thursday affirmed the judgment passed by Justice Abdulkafarati of the Federal High Court, Abuja, proscribing the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and designating it a terrorist organization. In a unanimous judgment of a three-member panel of justices, the appellate court held that the federal government acted lawfully in proscribing the group, whose activities threaten the nation's continued existence and the security of citizens. In the late judgment, Justice Hamabaka resolved all the issues raised for determination against the appellant, IPOB, and declared the appeal unmeritorious, thereafter dismissed it. The court held that it found no reason to set aside the order the federal government got against the group. Late former Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Abdulkafarati, had in a ruling he delivered on September 15, 2017, outlawed the activities of the IPOB in Nigeria. According to Vanguard newspaper, the proscription order followed an ex-party motion of the former Attorney General of Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, SAN, filed on behalf of the federal government. Justice Kafafati declared as illegal all activities of the group, particularly in the southeast and south-south regions of the country. He further restrained any person or group of persons from participating in any of the group's activities. The judge directed the AGF to ensure that he published the proscription order in the official gazette, as well as in 2 national dailies. In a follow-up ruling on January 22, 2018, the court dismissed a motion IPOB filed to challenge the legal validity of the proscription order, which it said was surreptitiously obtained by the AGF. Dissatisfied with the decisions, the IPOB approached the appellate court to set the judgment aside. The organization, in its appeal marked FHC CAA 214-2018, which it filed through its team of lawyers led by a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, Chukwuma Machuku Ume, urged the appellate court to set aside in its entirety the ruling, final decision of the High Court. It alleged that the then AGF suppressed and misrepresented facts in the affidavit evidence he tendered before the court, maintaining that the proscription order was tantamount to declaring over 30 million Nigerians of Igbo extraction as terrorists. The armed affiliate of IPOB, ESN, that is currently releasing videos and photographs of its fourth
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.